Something went wrong. Whoa. Something went wrong with the chat window. Just undocked. Hold on 1 second. I have to docs. Chat. There we go. Live chat. We're going to put on Do Not Disturb. And I'm going to pull this up on my iPad. Boom, 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 and we're going to go over here. Oh boy. Ooh. Insta360 launch event. Whoop, whoop. Morning, Joe. I hope everybody hasn't lost too much money with me going, buy the dip, buy the dip. I do think this is temporary, though. Just like I thought all of 2022 was temporary, but morning, Chris. Listen, we're all douches. Okay. Boo. Channel content. We're going to go. It's all about the bonds. That's what I've got to go over. Alpha Pix had a let's see. Did it get me in here? No. It's had you in. Don't tell me it. Hold on. Why is it not? There we are. Let's see. There we go. Oh, that's why. I was on the wrong algorithm. Morning, Daniel. Yeah, yesterday was a harsh day. I mean, very few times do I lose high five figures, but yesterday was a reminder. The market is in charge. Oh, see, that's a good plan. I on the other hand don't use stop losses. I mean, I should, but yeah, I haven't watched it yet. My plan is to watch it today or tomorrow. I have a Joe, you'll like this. I have a Tesla appointment to install my home link. So, by the way, Joe Biden is spending a tremendous amount of money on advertising. Okay, we're on Do Not Disturb. Yep, I'm live. We can delete that. Let me see if anything changed yesterday. Core portfolio. Oh, they started including your score. I have 25 stocks in the core portfolio. 6 are strong buys, 6 are buys, 25 are holds, no sells or no strong sales. Top gainers yesterday, Goldman Sachs, UNH, Bank of America. Top losers, Tesla, Roblox, and Palantir. Rating upgrades, Boeing from hold to buy. Rating downgrades, Pepsi from buy to hold. Nothing too crazy in there. In the trading portfolio, 8 stocks are hold, 1 stock a buy. It's 3.67. Yesterday's performance, nothing changed. Okay. We're gonna go into our scans. I bought Alpha Pick yesterday. I did buy it yesterday, by the way, Joe, just so you know. I bought it at a higher price than it's trading right now. So I bought what, 4 lots of 100. Why is this? Man, TrendSpider's messing up a little bit. I don't know why. It's probably they're going to blame it on Safari. Nothing in the nothing in the core portfolio. We're going to have to dig to find something that crossed up yesterday, I think. It was going so well, too. I think some of the inverse stuff might have kicked yesterday on the even energy didn't. I mean, energy crapped out as well. Took a breather. FNGD. What's NVD? That's got to be an NVIDIA one. 2 times short. NVIDIA. Wow. Who's going 2 times short on the daily? But wow. Wow. Any Vanguards? Probably not. You know what? I do have to make sure. I'm going to put this one in. Make sure this is on my watch list. This should be on the watch list. Let's see. It is. Okay. It is. I haven't bought this one yet. Yeah. Good move. Good move on that one. Yeah, Joe, I think it... After reading the Alpha Pick analysis, I'm convinced. I mean, I've had enough people ask me about it that it was interesting. Devin's getting to that place where it's about time to take some profits, to be honest. And I probably should. Let me see. I probably should just... Let's look at Devin real quick. I think the algorithm still has me in, but it's starting to get that little... Yeah. See, at 54, that was where the button hook is coming in. I still think it's undervalued, but let's see. Let's go and look at Devin a little bit. Oh. That was from the other day. Let's look at Devin here. I mean, it's still a buy. The valuation is a D+, but that's just because of their price to sales stuff. You look at the PE, it's not horrible. You look at the PEG, they don't really give. EBITDA forward, I mean, it's dividend yield. That's not great. I mean, their dividend is not. They're not paying a huge dividend anymore. But let me see what the dividend yield is. There we go. 1.67. So they're not paying the special dividends anymore. Let's see dividend history. Yeah, I guess they are still paying the special one, 22 cents. Let me see. When's their... I mean, their earnings are coming up May 1st. I mean, you can always buy back in. I think I might get out of this one, too. It's at 52.39. Yeah. That's probably not a bad... Let me raise some cash. You know what? I'm just going to put it in now. Fear is taken over, by the way. That's one of the... Let's see. Yeah, I'll take a 6% gain on that. Let's see. Hold on. I need to grab my laptop. Okay. Morning, Scott. I'm in the middle of selling my Devon. Let's see. And I can do it here. Okay, let's see. Okay. I got a fractional share. I got some fractional shares I can't get rid of. Oh, let me see. Okay. Do nothing in the not owned. Let's see if anything crossed up in the Dow. So far we just have nothing in the Dow. Let's check the NASDAQ. We might have to go to energy sector, financial sector. I mean, financials have the earnings have killed it. I don't think there's been a bad financial earnings outlook. Nothing in the S&P. Let's go to energy. There we are. MTR. NRP. Morning, Mike. GBR. That's an ugly chart. Yeah. Let's see. Let's scan the 50 SMA bounce. See if there's anything in this one. LW. Lamb Weston. Daily bullish engulfing candles. Daily hammer candle, falling wedge, hammer candle, inverse head and shoulders. MACD curling, possible cross. Powers, earning gaps, turtle traders, 55 period entry. I mean, there's so much to scan. Let's do this. Nothing. 821 EMA cross up. I don't think that's going to get anything within the last. No. Let me see. Phil, Devin is gone. So I've got some cash. I've got cash now. In my retirement account. I've got a good amount of cash in the retirement account. I very well may go all in on SMCI for earnings. But I can't find too much here that tells me what I want to buy. Yeah, get it under 300. The Pelosi pumpy is back. I still think this one. I mean, their earnings are way out here in May, so. Let us. I don't think there's anything. Let's see. That's a big story. Housing starts drop, but let's look at BLDR. How did that take the news? Yeah, 184. I mean, it's not down by a ton, but whoop. Should have gotten out up here at 207, but I'll add more. I only hold a little bit of this. I like this one. I really like this one. This one to me, strong buy in the quant. I mean, just the only problem is the growth. And when you go to the earnings section, 5.7, you can see their last quarter, they've 355. They beat by 97 cents. Their estimates are 233. I mean, that's lowered estimates. Look at that. Is that because of housing weakness? I don't know. Is it seasonality? Let's see. Let's look at the seasonality of this mofo. Look, April. Past 10 years, it's done really well in April. It hasn't done that great in May, June, July, and then September it's down. So you really want to sell during this time in April because it doesn't really move much, but I don't know. Interesting one. Okay. Let's see if any insiders on. Nothing crazy. Natural gas. I mean, crude oil's moving a little bit. Top losers, new low. Top gainers. Here's if Brandon is tuned in. Hub C, your Israeli cybersecurity, skyrocketing. Absolutely skyrocketing. AMD got an upgrade, but they're down. AES. Okay. Let us open up some of these. We're going to go over SMCI. We are going to go over Taiwan Semi. We are going to go over Netflix. We are going to go over Tesla. John Oliver. Let's see. I'm going to go to YouTube. And let's go to last week tonight. Morning, Muhammad. Oh, they won't even. Yeah, that's 5 days ago. Let's see. That was executions. Yeah, that's. No, I don't want to play it. Let's see. The latest episode. Wouldn't be that one. Is this it? Let's see. Yeah, this is the episode. Okay, we'll just leave that up. Because John Oliver went off on Jim Cramer. Again. Bank of America. Then we bring this. It's all about the boom. Okay. We're going to get started here. If you're new, subscribe. If you're not, if you're a bot, hi. And I'm going to go to Qs. We're going to start out on the Qs. I think I included it yesterday. Yes. There it is. Okay. Boom, boom, boom. We've got everything set up. Okay. Make sure my lighting sucks, but oh well. Move it over a little bit. Okay. Let me just make sure Tesla hasn't messaged me. No, nobody messaged me. Good. Okay. Now I have to remind me to sell the 0.66 fractional share of. Hold on. We're going to make this look a little different. There we go. We're turning that up. We're going to look a little more well lit. Okay. Here we go. I had oatmeal. Probably should get more water before I go. Hold on. Start, so when you leave, just wave, and then I'll stare at you as you get confused again. Okay, here we go. Good morning. It is Tuesday, April 16th. Yesterday, bloodbath yesterday. Ooh, it was bad. It was really, really bad. Yeah, it's already changed, but oh well. It was bad. Fear is back. I mean, you look at the CNN Fear and Greed Index, we're in fear. What does that mean? We get greedy. You got to get greedy. When others are fearful, get greedy. Because for the long term, these are buying opportunities. And that's what you want to make sure of is your setup. I just sold Devon. I bought more yesterday. I bought the Alpha Pick yesterday. What's the Alpha Pick? Well, if you go over to Linktree, there is a Alpha Picks, want to beat the S&P. Well, it's this special. Seeking Alpha has Alpha Picks. They give you 2 data-driven stocks, the first of the month and the 15th. The 15th just came out. I bought it yesterday. My first Alpha Pick purchase, actually, just directly on the day that they released it. I lost money. I'm not worried about it. If you want to know what the Alpha Pick is, join Alpha Picks. I kind of like to protect them a little bit. I'll tell you about it. If you are a TrendSpider subscriber of mine, then you can actually find out what the Alpha Pick is. You can't find it specifically, but it is in the Daily Stock Pick watch list. How do you get the Daily Stock Pick watch list? Well, you subscribe to the newsletter. I'm leading you down a path here. This is the kind of, that Rorschach test where you kind of go off into bubbles. You're going off into bubbles. The newsletter yesterday, you scroll down to the bottom here, past here, and then you'll see Daily Stock Pick watch list. It's right here. If you are a TrendSpider subscriber, then you simply click on this and you import it into your setup. It goes into your setup. If you are not a TrendSpider subscriber, I don't know what you're doing. Here's TrendSpider. You can click on my link here in the link tree. Get over here. Sign up for TrendSpider. It's $74.40 a month. If you're not, if you don't have a large enough portfolio, and don't get shamed by this, you will grow to that. You will grow to the point where you need professional tools, and that's what TrendSpider is. It's a professional tool. You can find all the charting. If you don't have a big enough portfolio, then you can absolutely use free charting tools. This is just like, taking off the training wheels. Your other tools for charting, they have training wheels on them. So this is taking it off. So I've led you down that path where Alpha Picks, everything like that. We'll go over Seeking Alpha Premium in a little bit because I got a coupon for that one too. But where are we on the Qs? Well. We're trading right now at 431. It is up 0.08. It doesn't want to hold gains. Yesterday, what we saw was a big gain in the morning, and he gave it up, and it died. Look at the morning candle. The morning candle was down 2.1%. You continued that with a 0.42 in the afternoon. Again, these are 4-hour candles. Your RSI, 38. You're heading into oversold territory. We talked about fear and greed. This is when you get greedy. So we want to buy the dip. Earnings are coming in strong. United Health is up 7%. Bank of America is up 1.37%. So earnings have come out and they're good. And you look at the earnings from the previous days, they're good. They're not bad. Now, they are lowered expectations, and higher for longer will kill them. What do we have going on today? We have a Powell speech. Stocks await on Tuesdays as investors keenly await Federal Reserve Chairman Powell's speech, with traders now expecting the first rate cut to take place in September, not June, September. So that's the biggest issue. What's been going on with this kind of assumption? Well, bond rates have taken over. If you're on Seeking Alpha, you can just click on market data and go to bonds. And we can take a look at the 10-year. The 10-year is what's driving this. It's at 4.66 right now. Yesterday, it was up 5 basis points. That's huge. In a bond, that's huge. Look, 1 month ago, it was 4.31. 3 months ago, it was 4. 6 months ago, it was 4.66. So we've gone back to where we were 6 months ago. Now, if we take the stock market and we go back 6 months ago, this is April. What's 6 months? I mean, that's 4. So it's October. This is where we were 6 months ago in the stock market. If you don't think this is a bull market, then why are we not back here in October in Qs at 350? And the reason is because earnings are coming in good, because the economy is strong. So we're still moving up. You're seeing this sideways move. We broke this trend yesterday. We broke that support line at 429. We closed at 430.99. Your low yesterday was, we didn't break it, 432.69. So right at 430, let's see. Yeah, low 430.21. 429.76 is what I had in there. So we didn't break it. You know, you kind of using it as support. You're up slightly. Do we hold 430? I don't know. I mean, that 200 days coming into play. Remember, you can sit there at an oversold territory for a long time. But bonds are ruling this. If you want to see this, this is Seeking Alpha. I think this is free. Just use my link, sign up for the free version. And if you want the paid one, you can do that too. But bonds are ruling this market. Higher for longer is taking over. Now let's talk about some of these earnings, because Bank of America, a core daily stock pick core portfolio member, and one that I personally own. I don't own enough of it. I found out yesterday. I thought I held on to it, but I guess I trimmed it. It killed it. Bank of America killed it. Their earnings, they top consensus, aided by investment banking rebound. That's what Goldman Sachs told us. That's what JP Morgan told us. That's what everyone's telling us, is that investment banking is taking over. Now, I sold this. My guess is that I sold it up here at 37. I just don't remember selling it. But I held it. Maybe I sold it back here. I don't know. I'd have to look. But I do hold a small portion of this in, I think, my parents' retirement account that I do manage, a separate IRA, which I'm killing it compared to what they do. But here's the thing. If you're in the daily stock pick, TrendSpider group, you've got my 4-hour algorithm. You get my 4-hour algorithm when you sign up for TrendSpider. Here, Bank of America, my 4-hour algorithm, it makes you 16.6%. What if you just bought this 2 years ago and during the same time? You lost 4.3%. This one has you out with a nice 7% gain. Are you getting back in? You're probably going to get back in. It's in oversold territory. I would tell you, this one with these earnings probably is a buy at this point. You do have some support down here at 34, but I've said it many times before. Anything under 30, you buy. Anything over 30, you can sell. So I think you want to be patient with this. There's no gaps to fill. The 50-day is still going to move positive. You're just kind of waiting for an entry point. If you want to buy it now, I don't think that this is a bad buy long term. You take a look at that. Now, one that has been on shaky ground but seems to be coming over the top now, United Health. They topped estimates. How they topped estimates, I have no idea. But if you want to know what their estimates were, you go over here, UNH, and then you go to earnings. And you can see their history right here. Look at where their consensus was. Their consensus was down. So they just had to beat a down trend. That's it. They beat a down trend. They beat a down trend. United Health's revision grade D. What's it in the quant? It's a hold. It's a hold because the valuation is high. It's not a great stock right now. They did address the cybersecurity risk, which you should be in cybersecurity. Now, as far as the algorithm goes, it has you out. This one, I've said this before. You wanted to use this 450 as support. I think under 450, I think you buy it. Look at how low that one is. Again, this is a quality stock. The problem is you're going to have to wait for this one to turn around significantly. Right now, it's trading at 480. So this one moved all the way from down here to $480. That's 7.74%. That's a huge move. You've started to fill the gap. Where are you going? Well, 488 has a gap. Well, 511 has a gap. Could you make it back up here if they continue to stay out of the news? Then I think United Healthcare does move up there and covers that gap. So United Healthcare, I'm not in it. My parents have gotten out of it. There were some personal reasons they got out of it. They had an issue with United Healthcare and AT&T. They felt shady about it. We got them out at about 510, 511, somewhere in that neighborhood. Aren't they happy? Yes, they are. Now, if you haven't watched the latest episode on Medicaid about with John Oliver, watch it. And the only reason you should watch it, he bashes Jim Cramer. He just bashes Jim Cramer. It's great. It's great to watch how Jim Cramer's touting this stock and how the stock is absolutely worthless. How Jim Cramer says this guy's super healthy at 77. Dude dies 4 days later. Inverse always wins. Literally, Jim Cramer's on air saying, yeah, he looks so healthy. Dude dies 4 days later. It's great. Tesla earnings are coming up. We've talked about Tesla. We talked about Tesla yesterday having all of those layoffs. Now, here's the thing on Tesla. The options market is implying a wild ride. So it reduced its headcount yesterday by 10% globally. There was news were all they have to, in order to get the severance package that Tesla offered, you have to sign a non-disclosure agreement. So the news was all over some people who got laid off. Listen, you can't be shocked if you're getting laid off. Don't you can feel bad. It's a day. You have 1 day. And I've learned this about getting laid off. I was laid off, 3 times in my life, 4 times in my life. It was always a better experience. I always came out on top. The key point is you don't stay down for long. You go and you get something else. And I know that sounds, it's nice and easy, but it's still a pretty good job market. Tesla confirmed a company-wide. Sources indicate, looking ahead, Q1 earnings report will fall into the laps of investors in 1 week. For a company known for creating some earnings drama, the upcoming report on April 23rd is expected to be a showstopper. Options trading implies a 10% swing in Tesla's share price, up or down. Remember, options doesn't tell you whether it's up or down. It just tells you, are you going to go up, or what's the percentage that you'll go up or down? It is down 2.31%. I have said it before, and somebody argued with me that, oh, no, you're never getting back to that 101. You could get back to that 101. Now, here's the thing. We already know they had a reduced deliveries. We already know they've reduced the number of hours in China. We already know they're getting killed in China. We already know that full self-driving is free for 30 days. They're training the dojo. We already know robo-taxis are coming in August. We already know Cybertruck has some issues on deliveries. We already know they can't make a ton of Cybertrucks because there's some production issues. We already know Elon is a bit unstable at this point. We already know all of this. And if you think that you're going to buy Tesla and time this one to the upside, I think you're crazy. Look at this. Look at the 50-day. It's right on the 200-day. It doesn't want to break a trend. It wants to stay medium-term kind of positive. The 200-day is still positive on this weekly. I do think if margins come in I think you see significant downside if they are underperformed on the margins. And I think that's a reality. When I bought my new Model Y on March 2nd, today I can get that for, or I think last week, $5,000 cheaper. It's $5,000 cheaper with the same options. I could have transferred my my full self-driving. I could have done everything. So I do not think that you want to get into this one. On the 4-hour algorithm, I said it before, and I said it earlier this week. I didn't think that 172 was good. It got you out yesterday. Got you out with, I don't even know the loss. Now, the algorithm usually is good. 64% gain versus buying and holding has lost you 50% over this time. 50% over this time. Tesla is one of the worst performing stocks, by far the worst performing stocks in the grade 8, but their earnings are coming up. Now, it's going to be super down on the earnings. If the earnings are decent, if Elon says something about, hey, not only will the robo-taxi be available, but we're going to continue to do the Model 2, that might mean that the stock gets a bump. There's plenty of upside here. Now, if we go and we look at it in Seeking Alpha, the valuation is still crazy on this one, but it has never traded on valuation. But it's a hold all the way across. If you want to take a look at the valuation specifically, look at the PEG. It's 4.18. The forward, if you guys know from the Seeking Alpha interview, this is what Steve likes to look at, 4.18. The sector median is 1.45. They're trading 188% up. Look at how far they are above the sector average. And that will tell you how far they have to fall. So somebody telling me that it doesn't have, there's no way it gets back to that 101. Dude, somebody owes me a tip when it gets back to 101. So let's talk about some stocks that I do like on earnings. First off, Netflix. We can go over here to Netflix. Now, one of the reasons I like Netflix is it's one of the few that has actually an increased consensus. So last time their actual full year guidance, full year change, 12.49% consensus, 2.32. Now this is 57% year over year change. So I do think that we're looking at a huge upside. But remember, there is ad revenue. There is crackdowns on passwords. I'm getting cracked down on my password every like 2 days. They're asking me or my parents to sign back in. I'm pretty sure they're going to tell us, hey, you can't use this in 2 different locations, but we still password share. We're not the 5 million people that are out there where they tell us, hey, you've got 20 people on your account. Remember, this was, I think it was 2 years ago when they started this. For every one paying customer, they had 5 households. So all they had to do to actually get back to that was grow, take one of the 4 additional households, 20% gain in revenue. That's all that was. This is a stock that I think is ready to explode. The charts tell us this. Now, Wall Street says it's a buy. Quant doesn't cover this one. So you can't see the valuation. You can't see the growth. You can't see anything. If we go over here to Wall Street, Seeking Alpha analysts don't cover this one. 47 Wall Street analysts cover this one. Now, the average price target is 619. You're trading at 607. If we go over here to FinViz and we look at Netflix, we can see when those things came in. The PE 50. I mean, it is expensive. This one has never traded on valuation. Look at all of these in March and April. Where are they? 700s. The most recent one, Deutsche Bank, hold. They reduced it to 550, or they increased it to 550 from 525. There's nobody lowering estimates on this one. So if you want this one, you can trade it on the algorithm. And the algorithm got you out yesterday. Listen, at 607, I say if you can get this under $600 before their earnings on Thursday, buy it. Buy it. The ad revenue is going to be huge. Where have we gone, as far as earnings go, where it's just been horribly downside? Now they may say, hey, we're not going to grow as fast, and maybe that brings the stock down. But I continue to say long term, and I've said this many, many times, long term, $700. It's going to be a $700 stock. That's where it was in 2011 at the peak of the market. It will be back there. As far as long term, you have a high MACD. It's crossing down. You do have some downside. Seasonally, we can take a look at seasonality here in TrendSpider. We're going to go back to, let's see. We will go back to 2005, week of the year. Look, 60% of the time you have a win. Your mean change, 2.73%, and you're down this week. I mean, maybe that's a good thing. We can take a look at the seasonality in Seeking Alpha. Let's go to the summary because I'll show you how all of this. Oh, it is covered in the quant. Why was it not covered in the quant up there? It is covered in the quant. It's a hold because of the valuation. Boy, that was weird. But there we go. Seasonality, April. You want to buy in April because look at May. Look at the 10-year average in weight. Average, 50%. Win rate, 50%. Now your 10-year average is down 1.87, but you have a couple of big Mays. You have 33% in 2015. You have a 49% downturn in 2022, and that was part of just the horrible year of 2022 where Netflix was just taken down higher for longer. So I think this one is a good one to get into. I like it. I like it for the earnings this week. Another one that I like, Taiwan Semi. We've heard about them. Look, it's reduced earnings. Do you think they grew? Because they announced record number of chips. You know, the earthquake didn't affect them that much. They'll talk about the foundry business and the $7 billion that they're getting to build the foundry business here in the U.S. I like this one, Taiwan Semi. If we go and we look at it, this is why it kind of messes up when you go back there. Let's look at Taiwan Semi here. I think if I refresh it here, I know this one's covered by the quant. I know it's just, strong buy. I mean, it's a strong buy in the quant. If we want to look at the chart, let's go and look at the chart because it's in the core portfolio. It's down 1.41% at 138. If you don't think this one's getting back to all-time highs at some point in time, you're crazy. I think that 141 was support level. If we pull it up here on the weekly, I believe that's long-term. Yes, that was the resistance of old resistance turns to new support. So we've broken that support. We're trading right now at 138.16. 138.16, so we've broken that support. Your MACD, super high, coming down. I don't know. Maybe you want to get into this one. Maybe it's another leg higher. Maybe the earnings come in. I don't think 138 is a horrible price for this one. But that's Taiwan Semi. Now, who else is reporting? SMCI. SMCI full quarter 2024. You can see they have an increased expectation. If we go over here to SMCI and we look at how this stock is trading, going into earnings, we've seen a little bit of a downturn. They're April 30th. It's next week. Next week is SMCI. So I don't know why it came up as in my thing. But SMCI, where are we trading? We're trading down. You know, they've got an increased expectation, but their MACD is super low. The RSI, super low. Where are you from a long-term perspective? You're still kind of, just capitulating up here, just putting in the $900 shelf. In pre-market, you're up 2% at 901. It closed at 882 yesterday. Your MACD, still super high, hasn't crossed down yet. Your RSI, 65, still super high. That's on a weekly. If we just go to the 4-hour, the 4-hour has you out, doesn't have you in. You don't have any confirmation. No reason to rush into this, but keep an eye on this one because I do think that this one and Taiwan Semi are opportunities. So there you have it. Let's talk about scans. There was, yesterday was such a bloodbath. Understand that my algorithm, it's based on MACD. And when the MACD is going down, when stocks are going down, there's not a lot of opportunity out there. I would expect today to be similar to yesterday. Right now in pre-market, let's see, we can go to home and we can look at these futures. Yeah, it's expected to. It's not huge up. It was up earlier, but it's not huge up. You've got to find out where you're comfortable. I go back to the fear and greed index. You've got to get greedy. When other people are fearful, you've got to get greedy. Here's FNG. This is inverse, 3 times levered against the FANGs. This is 3 times levered. and it got a cross up. So that's the first one you're seeing. The second one, the second scan you're seeing is a levered against NVIDIA. This is a 1.25 levered. You're seeing another bullish cross up. Now, this one got you in at 60. You're at 67. That's a nice 10% move in this stock. In what? Couple weeks? Let's see. March 27th? 26th. March 26th. So what? Almost 3 weeks. Almost 3 weeks. 10%. And you've been higher, but it's got another move up. Where are you on NVIDIA right now? NVIDIA is up 0.47. It's not holding on to gains. Now, if you want an even more levered against NVIDIA, NVD. This is 2 times levered. Remember, these are daily, so it's not going up for a long time. You don't want to hold this a very long time. You got in at 554 here. This one doesn't trade great on this algorithm. But again, 552 and the MACD's crossing up. Maybe not a bad thing. Roblox, we can look at the core portfolio here. We get, Cleveland Cliffs is down near 20. Algorithm has you out of this one, obviously, with a nice 4% gain. Yesterday, Costco at 718. I bought at 730. Disney, this one, Costco has you in at 713. Disney at 112. This one ran all the way up to 120. 120 got you out with a 30% gain. The algorithm got you out with. You make 26% in the algorithm over 2 years. You lose 13% if you just bought and held. Your average win, 11%. Goldman Sachs, I said get it under 400. You will be able to buy this under 400. Look at the earnings reaction yesterday, 1.81%. This one will come back down here to 399. I want you to buy it at 399. It's about to get another MACD cross up at some point in time. Maybe the market takes off here. Maybe Israel, the reports are that Israel is going to imminently attack Iran. Again, if that happens, maybe we see that huge leg down. That's a buying opportunity. Again, I'm trying to set you up here for the long term. I'm not looking at short term. If you are looking at short term, I would look at inverse ETFs. If you're looking for long term, I think this core portfolio has plenty of opportunities to get into quality names of stocks. Walmart under 60. Uber under 80. We talked about Uber being up yesterday. It kind of gave up those gains. Uber under 80 got you in at 76 yesterday. You're trading at 73. It's good. Tesla, we talked about waiting until the actual earnings come in. SMCI, anything under 900 in my mind, I think you buy for the long term. I think it's still valued appropriately. Shopify, we talked about. Anything under 80, I think is a good buy. We're just waiting for this one to give us some confirmation to buy. We don't know where the bottom is. We don't want to try and time the bottom. We want to buy these at fairly valued times before this earnings comes out and things start to blow up. Now, you had the death cross on Shopify, so be careful. Roblox, this is a $40 stock. I've talked about that this traded in this range. Algorithm got you out yesterday. Qualcomm, under 170. This is a quality stock that is not overvalued in the chip space. Algorithm got you out. PanW, I've been holding on to this one. The question is, who's going to perform better on the next earnings? Is it PanW going back to 300 because we start to see them grow again? Instead of there's just no appetite for the cybersecurity spending, and then CrowdStrike comes and blows it away. That's the question. I'm holding PanW. I have some CrowdStrike. I have significantly more PanW than I have CrowdStrike. I probably want to switch that based on this earnings. Occidental Petroleum. This is at 67. Warren Buffett was buying at 55. Now, it hurt when this one went below 60. We're back at 67. Do you want to get rid of that one? Microsoft at 414. This one hasn't given up 400. Do you want to buy it on the downside? Algorithm just got you out. I don't think it's a horrible buy. I think at 414, I think when they come out with earnings, April 25th, I think you're going to hear a ton about AI. I think the AI train starts to roll again with the earnings season. Eli Lilly, we've gone over this one. This is GLP-1. This is setting up a nice shelf here around 750. At 751, do you want to get in? Algorithm doesn't have you in, but boy, that MACD is down there. Now, if we look at long-term on Eli Lilly, this one's overbought. It may have to give a break, but it might just put in that shelf. When they come out with earnings on April 29th and they say, wow, we made a shit ton of money off of GLP-1s. Are you going to get into that? Coke at 58. I've said it before. This is a $60 stock. You're not going to make a fortune trading Coke between 58, 55, and 60, but you will make some money. I own this one for a long hold, and the reason is because I drink a lot of soda. So Google at 155. I think this one moved from 130 up to 150. Anything under 150 is fine. Boy, don't you wish you bought at that 136. The algorithm makes you 9%. Buying and holding this one makes 23%. So you want to take a look at what your opportunities are. There's the core portfolio. Amazon. We've talked about Amazon. Their earnings are coming up. Let's see. I think it's in April 29th. I thought it was May. But we talked about this 188 being a resistance point because it was the all-time high. It's going to provide some resistance. Until you have some justification of getting over the all-time high, it's going to provide some resistance. You know what the justification is? Advertising on Prime. You don't think these guys are going to make $1 billion off of advertising on Prime movies? Let's talk about just Amazon. I mean, who's not buying from Amazon? Who doesn't have a Prime account? That's what you've got to look at. Apple, at 171, this one peaked and went all the way up to 177. Couldn't hold it. It's pulling back. Algorithm had you in at 172. You're trading at 171. The iPhone sales, down 10%. Deliveries down 10%. That's going to probably hurt this stock. Is it going to kill it? Probably not. For the long term, I think you're good. I think you're just finding a place where it's under the 50-day. And we've talked about this before with Apple. Anytime you're under that 50-day, it's been a buying opportunity with another leg up. Now, this MACD is super, super low. The RSI at 42. There's not a lot of good news in this stock. I don't know if WWDC with the AI stuff is going to pump this stock up. Nothing seems to pump this stock up. But this is where the bulk of my stuff is. This is why I don't have a gain this year, is because I own so much Apple. So any questions you have, you can find it all here on the link tree. Again, TrendSpider sale going on. If you do, what you do is you click this link, you go and sign up, and then you can email me right here. Seeking Alpha Premium, $50 off. Seeking Alpha Pick yesterday. I bought it. You want to beat the S&P. This is the way to do it. Join Webull. My newsletter is free. It is free every single weekday. The only paid portion, and again, I think D-Man said it yesterday on YouTube. People don't realize how much gold is in the newsletter. It may not be your type of setup, but it's a nice little intro from me. And then you get some nice little charts. Then you get the links to everywhere where you can listen to it. Spotify, Apple, and then YouTube. Then you get your pod notes. And everything that I just went over with charts is in here. And then the final, the pièce de résistance, is the scans. The scans. These are stocks that are bullish on the 4-hour algorithm. So if you are using a free charting software, you go down to the scans and you say, hey, I want to look at these stocks in my charts. I want to look at these when I go to Seeking Alpha Premium. And you can get all of these discounts on all of those tools. But you can find free ones. Now, Savvy Trader, you can follow my trades free on Savvy Trader for the Daily Stock Pick Core Portfolio. There's two portfolios. There's a trading portfolio and there's a core portfolio. The core portfolio is absolutely free. No, I have to sign in. Oh, I'm not signed in. See, so yeah, if you sign in, we'll just sign into this one. If you sign in, you can see everything in the core portfolio. By the way, if you do want AI earning stuff, this tool, if you go to, let's see, if we go to earnings, let's go to the earnings calendar, because what I want to show you is the earnings hub tool. This is a fantastic, we're just going to sign in. Where's my sign in? Let's sign in because I do have, we're going to sign in. No, we're not going to show you all the passwords and stuff. We're going to, well, here you go. I don't think I need a thing. Let's go to Netflix because, yeah, let's go to Netflix. And then this is their new earnings hub. I really, really like this. Now, AI summary, I'd have to sign in to see it. You can go and look at the AI summary there. it's a fantastic, fantastic tool. So follow me on Savvy Trader. Get over to the Earnings Hub. You can do all of that. Any question? I will be back tomorrow. I do love this stuff. I just geek out on this. Any questions? Hit me up. Okay. Talk to you guys later. Bye. Can you look at LDOS? What the hell is LDOS? What kind of name? Brandon, I gave you a shout out. Hub C. You're Israeli. That one's flying again. Lidos Holdings. Boy, this looks locked and loaded. If the valuation's correct, if it's not hype. It's the same thing as everything. You look at the 4-hour and it looks locked and loaded. And then you go over to the weekly and it looks like it's extended. So I think your time frame on this one is going to be key. Are you looking at long-term or short-term? Let's see, LDOS. Do strong buy. Ranked 2 out of 7 industrials. It's a consulting service. Let's see, has it been a strong buy? It just got a strong buy at 127, it looks like. Yeah, 127, went up to 130. It was a hold before that, which is interesting. It was a sell during the time when it was going up. But the only bad one is the valuation. The PEG, they're a little bit high on that PEG for growth. And you look at their growth, C+. Revenue growth year over year, 7.24%, sector median. So that's not horrible, 5.9. EBITDA year over year, 3 year. That's not hard. I mean, again, that's not horrible, 7%. Earnings per share diluted, EBITDA growth forward. Yeah, the forward growth of 12%. If they're actually growing at 7%, but their year over year growth EBITDA is forward 12%, they've got a bit of a hurdle because if you go to earnings, you can see, yeah. I mean, that's in order for them to continue making it, they've got to, beat those estimates. They beat 23%, beat 35%, beat 24%. So the beats are getting less, but looks like it's probably evening off there. That would be my only concern. But if you look at short term, from a 4-hour standpoint, it doesn't look horrible. It just looks like it's coiling and ready to go, but you can't time it. Their earnings are coming up 29th. So that one for me would be probably it's not something exciting for me. Yeah, if he's got, I mean, obviously he can't give you like, oh my God, here's the numbers for the earnings. That would be considered insider trading. But if he can just tell you, yeah, our bookings are up. I mean, that my business is doing well. I don't know. I've taken bets like that before. And here's the thing. I don't think you're running into all-time highs on this one. So I'm never concerned, but you got that golden cross of the 50-day. I mean, look, this was simply a pullback here in 2022 and 2023. So I don't think it's a bad one. Consulting doesn't get me like crazy. Oh my God, I've got to get into this. Let's see. What do they do? Provide services, solutions, defense, intelligence. Yeah. The company operates through defense solutions, civil and health segments. National Security Solutions. Yeah. I mean, this is going to skyrocket if we go into war, I bet. Yeah, this is a good article. But I don't think it's one that you want to run from, but I don't think it's one that you want to run to. Hopefully that makes sense. I pressure washed for 6 hours yesterday. Ooh, so your boy's a little sore. Oh, so looks like the state of Georgia took money out of my account. Oh, let's see. And the IRS took their money. Okay. I think I'm going to do I just did my earnings from last year. Oh. Government. That's how I say it. Government. Let's see. My analysts. If you are not following Steve Kress on Seeking Alpha, he's so good. His articles are so good. I mean, it's like, if you don't subscribe to Alpha Picks but just Seeking Alpha Premium, just follow Steve Kress. You're welcome. I think I am going to do a what I made in 2023 as a podcaster. Palomar Holdings. Let's see. PLMR. I bet this has a good peg. Yeah. His quant focuses on that peg. Wow. It's got some upside. PLMR. Let's see how this trades in the algorithm. About the same, 25.3 versus 25.4. Algorithm has you out, but it's pulled back. See, it covered that gap. They have earnings coming up May 1st. They've done well on earnings. That earnings didn't do well, 2023. But you still didn't get killed. We didn't have rain. I bought one of those surface cleaners, Brandon. Best investment ever. I bought it for $54, and then yesterday I saw Amazon had it on sale for $46. I called Amazon. They said, no, you can return it, so I'm just going to return that motherfucker. Goldman Sachs under $400. So, financials can't catch a break. Citigroup under 60. Yeah, Mike, I can tell you my suggestion on that. Yes, it's there's so much to unpack. You've got the creme de la creme of packages there between TrendSpider, Seeking Alpha, and Alpha Picks. I can tell you I spend probably, I would say 4 hours researching before this podcast. Then I do the podcast, and then I log on and I look at stuff in the afternoon once. And I try and, okay, I'm going to look at TrendSpider. Okay, I'm going to look at Seeking Alpha. Okay, I'm going to look at Alpha Picks. So I try and just roll that around. But I do mentally put an absolute time limit on what I look at because there's so much to look at. And I do think you can overwhelm yourself with too much information. And I think that's where when you get all of the tools that I have, I think you've just got to stop at some point. And you know, we go back to kind of the sleep test. Can you sleep at night with your portfolio? If you trust in your portfolio for the long term, then just stopping just stops. And you're good. Meta's under 500. I mean, shit's just pulling back. It's doing the same thing that it did yesterday. Is that, you know, hey, we opened up and it popped up a little bit. Now you're just pulling back. I mean, look at Bank of America. These earnings were good and it's down 3%. The earnings were good and we're down 3%. It's probably the housing starts and crap like that. I don't know. Let's see if it has. Seeking Alpha has some news. Equities initially opened higher in the absence of any immediate escalation in the Middle East, but sentiment turned and renewed concerns over Israel's response to Iran's weekend attack. It's going to be incredibly difficult to smooth land the U.S. economic cycle. I think the VIX is what you want to, you know, the VIX, I think we're at 20. Yeah, the VIX is at 19. I mean, the VIX, if you look at this, we're at a pretty non-volatile state. This was COVID, obviously, where it went up. But you can see we spiked up to 38 in October 2020, January 2021, which was the you know, still a bull market. We were 33. Then November 2021, which was the all-time highs, we were 28. April 2022, we popped up to 33. These are all coincide with Fed rate decisions. So, keep calm and short the VIX. 3 is the reasons why the volatility likely low in April. What? Dude, to show you how wrong this guy was, short the VIX. Let's just look at, I mean, short the VIX. Let's see, where was it April 1st? He wrote that article April 5th. Let's see, April 5th. 16. Don't short the VIX. Yeah, Goldman Sachs oil expected to rise. Okay, I'm out of here. I got to put this together. So I'll talk to you guys.